3 years ago, I was living in my ex-girlfriend's basement, watching my bank account hit negative $347, and my business coaching clients were dropping me left and right. I couldn't even afford groceries, let alone pay my bills. But then I discovered one simple mental discipline hack that completely changed everything. Within 18 months, I went from that basement to building a 7-figure business empire. And I'm about to show you the exact mindset shift that made it all possible. Look, I know what you're thinking. Another rags to riches story, right? But here's what nobody tells you about success. It's not about working harder. It's not about finding the perfect business model. And it definitely isn't about having more time or money. The real secret is something so simple that 99% of entrepreneurs completely miss it. And once I figured this out, everything changed. I remember sitting in that musty basement at 2 a.m., scrolling through my empty bank account, wondering how I'd gone so wrong. I had all the business knowledge. I'd read every success book. I'd taken every course, but I was still broke and broken. That's when I realized the problem wasn't what I was doing. It was how I was thinking. Let me tell you about my client, Marcus. When he came to me, he was making $3,000 a month with his marketing agency, working 80-hour weeks, and constantly stressed about losing clients. He was smart, hardworking, everything you'd think makes someone successful. But Marcus had the same mental block I did. Within 90 days of applying this one mental discipline technique, Marcus scaled his agency to $47,000 per month and cut his working hours in half. He went from chasing clients to having a waiting list. The crazy part? He didn't change his services, his pricing, or even his marketing strategy. The only thing that changed was his mental approach to business. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think mental discipline means grinding harder, pushing through pain, or forcing yourself to work when you don't feel like it. That's actually the opposite of what creates real wealth. The breakthrough I discovered isn't about willpower. It's about something much more powerful. See, there's a specific way that millionaires and billionaires think that's completely different from how broke people think. And once you understand this distinction, you'll never look at business or success the same way again. The mental discipline hack that changed everything for me comes down to what I call the success operating system. It's based on one simple principle. Your outer world is always a direct reflection of your inner world. Most entrepreneurs are trying to fix their business from the outside. Better marketing, more sales calls, new strategies. But they're completely ignoring the operating system running the show, their mind. It's like trying to run advanced software on a computer from 1995. The system just can't handle it. Here's how it works. Your brain operates on 3 levels: survival mode, scarcity mode, and abundance mode. 95% of people are stuck in survival mode, where every decision is based on fear, lack, and protection. They're constantly worried about losing what little they have. The breakthrough happens when you shift your mental operating system from survival mode to abundance mode. In abundance mode, you make decisions from a place of growth, opportunity, and expansion. Instead of asking, what if this doesn't work? You start asking, what if this works beyond my wildest dreams? Let me give you a concrete example. When I was broke in that basement, I was operating from survival mode. Every potential investment felt like a risk I couldn't afford. When a mentor suggested I hire a business coach for $2,000 a month, my survival brain screamed, "You can't afford that." But that's exactly the problem. Survival thinking keeps you broke because you never invest in your growth. The mental shift happened when I started thinking like a millionaire instead of thinking like a broke person trying to become a millionaire. My client Sarah is a perfect example of this transformation. She owned a struggling consulting business making about $5,000 a month. Sarah was brilliant at what she did, but she was trapped in survival mode thinking. She was afraid to raise her prices, afraid to say no to bad clients, afraid to invest in herself. When Sarah shifted her mental operating system to abundance mode, everything changed. Instead of thinking, I can't afford to lose this client, she started thinking, I'm so valuable that the right clients will pay premium prices for my expertise. Within 6 months, she tripled her prices, fired her worst clients, and scaled to $43,000 per month. The transformation wasn't in her business strategy. The transformation was in how she saw herself and her value in the marketplace. Now, I want to be clear about something. This mental shift didn't happen overnight for me. It took months of rewiring my thinking patterns and developing new mental habits. That's why I created a complete system to help entrepreneurs make this transition as quickly as possible. The framework I use has helped over 1,000 business owners make this same mental shift, and the results speak for themselves. But I'll tell you more about that in just a minute. First, let me share the specific techniques that make this work. Hey there, I'm Mark, and I'm genuinely excited you're here investing in your growth. Before we dive deeper into today's strategy, I want to ask you a quick favor that takes just 2 seconds but makes a huge difference. If you're finding value in this content, hit that subscribe button and tap the like. It's completely free and helps us reach more people who need these game-changing strategies. Your support directly fuels our mission to help thousands transform their lives. Thanks for being part of this community. Now let's jump right back into the breakthrough strategies that are about to change everything for you. There are 3 pillars to mastering the success operating system. Pillar 1, decision architecture. Millionaires make decisions differently than broke people. They don't make decisions based on their current circumstances. They make decisions based on where they want to be. When I was broke, I was making broke person decisions. I was choosing the cheapest options, avoiding investments, and playing it safe. The shift happened when I started making millionaire decisions before I became a millionaire. I invested in high-level mentorship. I upgraded my environment. I started acting like the successful person I wanted to become. Your decisions create your destiny, but most people make decisions from where they are instead of where they're going. Pillar 2, identity transformation. This is huge. You can't outperform your identity. If you see yourself as someone who struggles with money, you'll always find ways to prove that belief right. Your subconscious mind is like a heat-seeking missile for evidence that supports your self-image. I had to completely reshape my identity from struggling entrepreneur to successful business owner. This meant changing how I talked about myself, how I dressed, how I showed up in meetings, even how I walked into a room. Your identity determines your actions, and your actions determine your results. Pillar 3, energy management. Here's what most people don't understand about success. It's not about time management, it's about energy management. Millionaires protect their mental and emotional energy like their life depends on it, because it does. Your energy is your most valuable asset. I learned to eliminate energy drains, toxic people, negative environments, activities that didn't serve my goals. I started investing my energy only in things that move me closer to my vision. This single shift probably doubled my productivity and tripled my results. Now here's what's really fascinating about this approach. When you implement these 3 pillars correctly, something almost magical starts happening. Opportunities begin appearing out of nowhere. The right people start showing up in your life. Money starts flowing more easily. It's not actually magic, it's psychology. When you shift your mental operating system, you start noticing and acting on opportunities that were always there, but invisible to your survival mode brain. Let me tell you about David. He came to me running a struggling online course business, making maybe $8,000 a month on a good month. David was working 70-hour weeks, stressed out of his mind, and ready to give up on his entrepreneurial dreams. The problem wasn't his business model or his marketing. David had developed what I call success sabotage syndrome. Every time he got close to a breakthrough, his survival mode brain would kick in and find ways to sabotage his progress. He'd make bad hiring decisions, avoid important sales calls, or create drama that distracted him from his goals. Once David understood how to reprogram his mental operating system, the transformation was incredible. He went from $8,000 a month to $127,000 a month in less than 8 months. But more importantly, he was working fewer hours and actually enjoying his business for the first time in years. Now, if you want the complete step-by-step system I used to go from broke in a basement to building a 7-figure business, I've put together my Mental Discipline for Success kit. This is the exact blueprint that took me from negative net worth to financial freedom, and it's the same system I've used with over 1,000 entrepreneurs to help them break through their success barriers. Inside the Mental Discipline for Success kit, you'll get the complete success operating system framework, including the specific mental exercises I use every morning to stay in abundance mode, the decision-making templates that millionaires use to create wealth, and the identity transformation protocols that will reshape how you see yourself and your potential. You'll also get my Energy Management Mastery program. which shows you exactly how to eliminate the energy drains that are keeping you stuck and redirect that energy toward building the business and life of your dreams. But here's the thing, I'm not going to keep this available forever. I only work with entrepreneurs who are serious about transformation, not just trying to get rich quick. This system requires commitment and consistent application. If you're looking for some magic pill or overnight success strategy, this isn't for you. But if you're ready to completely transform your relationship to success and build a business that serves your life instead of consuming it, then this is exactly what you need. The link is in the description below, but don't wait on this. Every day you operate from survival mode instead of abundance mode is costing you thousands of dollars in missed opportunities. Let me be brutally honest with you. The difference between successful entrepreneurs and everyone else isn't talent, luck, or circumstances. It's the operating system running between their ears. And every day you delay upgrading that operating system is another day you're leaving money on the table. I calculated that this mental shift has been worth at least $2.3 million to my business over the past 3 years. And that's not counting the peace of mind, the improved relationships, and the confidence that comes from knowing you can create success in any situation. Your current mental programming got you to where you are right now. If you want to go to the next level, you need to upgrade your mental software. This isn't about positive thinking or mindset fluff. This is about rewiring your brain for success at the deepest level. The results my clients get with this system still amaze me sometimes. Rachel went from a failing yoga studio to a $300,000 wellness empire. Mike transformed his struggling consulting practice into a $750,000 per year business. Jennifer scaled her e-commerce store from $15,000 to $89,000 per month. But the money is just one part of the transformation. These entrepreneurs aren't just making more money. They're working fewer hours, they're less stressed, they have better relationships, and they finally feel like they're living their purpose instead of just surviving. This is what's possible when you upgrade your mental operating system from survival mode to abundance mode. But it requires a decision. You can keep doing what you've always done and getting the same results, or you can make the commitment to transform your relationship with success. Look, I know there are a million business gurus out there promising to make you rich. Most of them are selling you tactics and strategies, the what of success. But they're ignoring the most important part, the who of success. You can have the best business plan in the world, but if your mental operating system is running on survival mode, you'll find ways to sabotage your own success. I've seen it happen hundreds of times. Brilliant entrepreneurs who keep creating their own failures because their inner world doesn't match their outer goals. Let me leave you with one final story. Tom came to me after his third business failure. He'd lost over $200,000. His marriage was falling apart, and he was ready to give up on entrepreneurship altogether. Tom was convinced he just wasn't cut out for success, but I could see the real problem. Tom had developed what I call failure identity. Every time he got close to success, his subconscious mind would find ways to bring him back to failure, because that's what felt familiar and safe. Working together, we completely rewired Tom's mental operating system. We transformed his identity from serial failure to inevitable success. We changed his decision-making patterns from survival-based to abundance-based. We redirected his energy from protecting against failure to creating massive success. Today, Tom runs a $1.8 million consulting business. He's working 30 hours a week, his marriage is stronger than ever, and he's financially free. But the most important transformation wasn't the money. It was the confidence and peace that comes from knowing he can create success in any situation. That transformation is available to you right now, but it starts with a decision. A decision to stop operating from survival mode and start operating from abundance mode. A decision to upgrade your mental operating system and become the person who naturally creates the success you want. The Mental Discipline for Success Kit contains everything you need to make this transformation. But like I said, I'm not keeping this offer forever. This is only for people who are ready to commit to their transformation, not just interested in it. If you're tired of being held back by your own mental programming, if you're ready to stop sabotaging your success and start creating the business and life you really want, then click the link in the description right now. Don't let another day go by operating from survival mode when you could be creating abundance. Don't let another month pass watching other people build the success you know you're capable of. The only thing standing between you and the business of your dreams is the operating system running between your ears. Your future self is waiting for you to make this decision. The question is, are you going to keep them waiting, or are you ready to step into the success you know you deserve? Click the link below right now and let's get started on your transformation today. This mental discipline hack changed my life, and I know it can change yours too. I'll see you on the inside.